Okay, greetings from Ho Chi Minh, Saigon, Yunnan. Yunnan, 是我 Yunnan 在中国, Vietnam. So it is coming up on 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in China, waiting on Mr. Eric Kong. This is always for his benefit. Here he is, and it is July 17th, 2022. So waiting on Mr. Kong. I think we're going to do some reading and some writing. Hello, brother. How are you?
Yeah, I feel good these days.
Good. You switch. Is this your bedroom? Where are you? Are you at school or are you home? Yancheng.
No, it's both not. I am at my grandparents' home in
Oh, yeah.
Taizhou.
All right. Your grandparents sound good. Where do they live? In Yancheng too, or?
No, in Taizhou, the city next to Yancheng.
Yeah, Taizhou. Wow, I know Taizhou. There's a lot of Taizhou cities though in China, right? I think there's,
Yeah,
So how are you doing? How was the camp is over or?
yeah, it's over maybe 2 days ago, and I have just started my summer holiday.
Yes, excellent. How was what are you British? Why did you say holiday and not vacation, Eric? Are you
I don't
British?
know. It's maybe like in our school, we just use British
Yeah,
word
yeah.
holiday rather
No,
than
they're
local.
most South Africans, right? They've got a very interesting history. So they their accent is a little bit stronger. They have a lot of, especially well, the white Africans, but there are many Dutch and much German, right? So if you know those
Yeah.
accents are harder, but they're more British educated, right? So everyone's got their more British, except we Americans. We changed the language a little bit. Excellent. So what did you learn? What did you learn in at the summer camp? Did you learn anything? What did you do at the camp?
So it's all about something in grade 8 for 8 subjects and a music class, 4 PE classes and an art class.
Excellent. I forgot. I never even asked you this. Do you play an instrument?
Yes, I do.
Which one? What do you play?
Guitar.
Guitar. Very good. Excellent. Excellent. I'm very proud of you, man. Yeah, to learn music is it's a different language, right?
Yeah.
So it challenges your brain to learn something totally different, right? So people from all over the world, you can speak a different language, a different culture, but when you come together, you can all play beautiful music together, right? Similarly, deaf, right? If you're deaf, you learn sign language and you can communicate. It doesn't matter, right, where you are in the world. It's a universal communication or communicative tool. So excellent. All
Yeah.
right, my friend. Yeah, good. What was your, the writing was about the paper. Let me pull that up. Hold on a second. Was that about the book that you decided to read about or no?
It's about the books like where the main characters live.
Okay. Right,
It's two
right. Yeah,
countries.
before you even got into it. Okay, great. Were you able to read any of the book yet or no?
No, I haven't
That's
because
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, because you're busy. That's right. I've been busy. That's all right. I completely understand, right? Our time together is obviously I want you to grow to become stronger with your English skills, your international English skills. But our time together is this is the second time I've used this word this week is peripheral, meaning, right, your school takes precedence. That is number one, right, to get good grades, and then other classes as well. Obviously, spend time with your family. But our time together, obviously, I would like you to work on your reading, writing, your English reading, writing, and speaking. But it takes, we say, a back seat, right? So it's not
Yeah.
as important as your real school and as your other, maybe your other subjects too. So don't worry about it. I understand. I understand. All right, turn on proofreading. Yeah, I guess, why not? Okay, so Mr. Kong, in a short essay, please research and describe what you know about Afghanistan. There's so many Stan countries, right, around the world in
Yes.
500, 700 words. Okay, good. You could do more, or you could be, use initiative, right? So you could always just do your name again. The introduction is always, that's a classical format.
Yeah.
You know, you could do the date, right? You could say Cliff's sessions, you know, something like that. And then you could also give it a title. So if you had to title this, what would you call this little essay? What would you call it?
Mm, I would call it similarities and differences between Pakistan and Afghanistan.
Good. I don't know why I got that. Hold on. So I would say similarities and differences. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, that's to the point, and that is correct. In Afghanistan. Sometimes I always do this. This is so me though, right? So if you're using two words, sometimes I will do it alphabetically. So I'll do A, right, comes before P. So I'll do Afghanistan first. Afghanistan and Pakistan. Yeah, that's pretty boring, but that's what the paper is about, right? Okay, and then so just structurally off the bat, we say at the beginning, right? Can you still hear me? You can hear me, Eric?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe the indent, you could do it maybe 2 indents, so maybe a little bit longer, right? And then you'd want like maybe a little space here. I think I sent
Yeah.
it to your family. I'll remind myself to do that. The elements of writing, that helped me a lot. I don't have any paper, so I want to make sure I do that. Hold on really quick. So the elements or the styles of writing, elements, style. I think I already sent this to you. Styles of writing. But if you can buy it, right? Obviously the English book. I think this is it. Guide to Clarity. If your parents can get this for you, that would be great. That would definitely help you. Elements of writing, help you. If you could get a PDF, whatever, just to learn
Yes.
classic styles for reading. All right. So elements of style. I think this is it, Eric. Yeah. So I think I sent this to you. There's many different
Yeah.
versions. Like I still read. Hold on a second. I still read from books because my eyes get so tired, right? So I think to read from books is okay. Come on, man. Why can't I just pull that over? Here, I'll take a screenshot of it then. Okay. Or maybe, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Hold on. Give me a second. But yeah, this will help you again, especially if you want to study at a native English speaking university, right? After you graduate, this will help you tremendously. So, and it's always just good to have, good for writing, academic writing. Here we go. All right, there you go. All right. Okay. So let's see. Structurally, anything that from when I was younger, was anything off the bat here? No, that's a good title. Maybe you could be creative and then you could pick something more specific within your writing and then make it more interesting, right, to the reader. Even though it's an academic essay, I understand that. So let's see. And then, yep, just pop that down, right? Go over 1, 2, make it a little bit heavier, a little bit more indented. And then the same with this as well. Okay, good. That's all right. All right, there you go. That's good. Okay, let's go. Let's go read it. All right, Pakistan and Afghanistan are 2 Asian countries. Good. All right, there are, and again, that's just my preference. Again, your teachers are going to have their preferences too. I double tap it because I think it's easier, makes it easier for the person to read. So there are a lot of similarities between them. Okay, good. That's good, clear. For example, they both pray for, you can either say for or to, it doesn't matter, that's fine. For the religion, Islam. Okay, why did you use the hash marks?
Yeah, so I think Islam is the same religion so I just use a hash mark.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I see that sometimes, but I would just say, so for example, they both pray to or for the same religion, and then you could just use a comma, right? Islam.
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay. And then double space here. Okay, however, a lot of differences are in between. Okay, that really doesn't read well in native English. And then again, that's a preposition, right? To, for, are at the end. So how could we change this sentence to make it read or sound better?
I think we can just say, however, they have a lot of differences.
Yeah, however, there are
Yeah.
a lot of differences. And then two, right? Because we're adding on to it. How would you spell two here?
Huh? What?
How would you
Can you
spell
say
two?
that again?
T-O-O, right? Because you're adding
Yeah.
something, so T-O-O. Okay, okay, Pakistan and Afghanistan are two Asian countries. Good. There are a lot of similarities between them. Okay, for example, they both pray. I like two better. It's just my preference, to the same religion, Islam. However, that's just one word. Are a lot of, okay, differences too. Between the two countries' populations, I don't think you need a comma. You might be right. We'll see what Microsoft has to say. Between the two countries' populations, good, Cliff was right. Okay, between the two countries' populations, there is a huge difference. Okay, good. Pakistan has a population of 200 million, comma, no comma, no comma, that's all right, million, while Afghanistan has only still 30 million people is a lot, but has just, you can say just, right? Because 30 million is still a lot, just 30 million. Do you think this is redundant? Because you're talking about population. So do you think
we just delete citizens.
yeah. Again, right? Sometimes less is more, right? Sometimes less is better. If you're too wordy, right? You use too many words, it's becomes cumbersome, too difficult, or too boring to read, right? All right, between Pakistan and Afghanistan, do we need to come again? I don't know. I don't think so. Good. And again, try not to. I have a problem whenever I write. I use a lot of commas, but sometimes, again, less is better. Sometimes with commas, they're not good. So, okay, between Pakistan and Afghanistan, there are a lot of similar aspects. Okay, good, right? Great, excellent. All right, so this is only, we only wanted 700 words, but it comes out to about a page, right? An academic one-page essay. Okay, so there are two countries. All right, you had your statement here. We could do that in red. So that was, come on, man. Come on, Cliff, Jesus. Let me go back here. All right, okay. So that's your statement, right? That's a clear-cut statement. That's fine. That's all right. And there are a lot of similarities between them. I would have said there are a lot of similarities and differences, right? I just would have reiterated the title, right? What you're writing about. So there are a lot of similarities and differences between them. So for example, they both do, right, pray to the same religion, Islam. However, there are also a lot of differences. You don't need two again because that's redundant, right? Between the two countries' populations, yes, that's excellent. You did the possessive, right? That's good. Populations, there is a huge difference. Pakistan has a population of 200. Okay, I would end this by saying. That's difficult, right? I would use what you're writing here, what you're typing or writing here, the differences and similarities. I would try to just use them in one word. Okay, so even before I read this, I'll say there are other similarities such as healthcare, food, and geography. Okay. And then I would say,
Yeah.
however, right, conversely, no, I'd say, however, because converse is the opposite, right? That's not the opposite. However, differences include clothing, ways of life, our culture. Culture is always a topic, right? Culture, and I don't know, another one, what is that? Demography, right? Yeah, demography. But it's like how the ages of people, right? Demography. So
Yeah.
food, hold on a second. Food and differences, right? Differences. Okay, the reason I do that, so now, I mean, you could reshape this, I think, to lead your reader into what you're going to write about, especially your professor or your teacher, right? Again, when you go to university in the States or in Australia, your first year, there's going to be so many students in your class. You're going to have a lecture class, so they might not have time for you. You're just going to listen, right? And they're so busy. You may have one class. I had a class with like 300 people, right? It was crazy. Gong fung hua, right? So crazy. But so the teacher has to read these papers so quickly, right? So you want to make them interesting, and you want to, right, nail it on the head. You want to answer the question as quickly and as efficiently as possible, right? So similar to like when you solve a math problem, right? If you do too many steps, you might have solved it, but some of the best math solutions, right, are those that are quick, that get there more quickly, right, or quicker, right? Okay, so I would include these. I would not give examples, right? I would take these out, and I would put them in specific paragraphs. Okay. So let's just take this out. I know about the religions and the population. Let's just hold on a second. Let's just we'll mark that through, and we'll mark this through. Okay, for right now. Good. Sorry, brother. Okay. So I would say Pakistan and Afghanistan are two Asian countries. There are a lot of similarities and differences between them. Okay. There are some of the similarities are healthcare, food, and their geographies, right? That's plural. However, the differences include their clothing, cultures, and demographies, right? The ages of their people.
Yes.
Demographies. Ooh, Cliff. Okay. And then I would summarize it. So then you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's good, right? So let's just move this down. Let's just cut this and just move this down below here for some reason. I don't know. Okay, hold on, Eric. All right. So I think this is a good opening paragraph, right? Introductory or introduction paragraph. That's just a statement. We know that. That's great. You tell the reader where the countries are. That's perfect. And then similar. Okay, some of the similarities are, right, so healthcare, food, and geographies. Okay, so now that we know this is only 500, 700 words, right, one page, your second paragraph is going to be what, Eric? The second paragraph.
The similarities.
Yeah, exactly, right? You don't have time to write a whole paragraph on healthcare. You don't have time to write a whole, right? If it was a 2-page, or if it was 1,000 words or 1,500 words, then you would write about healthcare. And then you would talk about food, right? To make it more interesting, more precise, right? So here we're just doing similarities. So let's just we'll make this green. Okay, like I'm a green guy today. Okay, and then what would your third paragraph be about? Ba-dum-bum.
The differences
Yeah,
between the two
yeah,
countries.
great. All right, so we'll make that blue. I like blue today too. All right, so the red we can just ignore. So now this will be your first paragraph should be these three things. Okay. Now I'm just using this as an example. So now, okay, you'd have the structure is great, but I'm not even reading this. Okay. Maybe I'd like you to, right, because I want to spend time with you on reading and questions and speaking as well. I don't want to exhaust you with all my talking, right? So maybe I want you to do that. It's up to you, Eric, about what are the similarities, right? You can do research on the internet, right? Again, the internet's great. So just do three, right? Talk about three in each. I think their geographies or their topographies is another one, right? That is how the countries are shaped, right? That's another good word too. But I'm going to let you do that on your own, okay? So hold on, that's going to be green again. Yeah. Okay. And there, blah, blah, blah. Okay. However, the differences include, right? Again, I want you to do that on your own. So 1, 2, 3, ER son. How are your parents? Good?
Yeah.
Good, excellent. Okay, so for your assignment for our next session, Eric, I want you to do some research, right? And I'm sure you did some research before with this. And then when as we progress, we'll do at the bottom, right? Like after 2 or 3 pages, your teachers will want you to do references. Have you done any of these yet for your classes or no?
No.
No, I think you will start doing these in high school, right? They'll want to see like where you got your research, right? So for example, let's just go to the internet. Okay, you can just obviously just type it in, right? Differences between Afghanistan. Hey, which one? Afghanistan and Pakistan. I don't know. Did I spell that right? I guess so. Okay. Yeah, these are cool, right? This is very good, right? So that's perfect website. So it has much there. So generally, we'll just start doing this, and then I'll help guide you on how to do them properly or more academic-wise references. But you just cut them, and then you do references, right? Where you got it from. So you can just do one, right? And then you just paste it. There you go. Okay. And then you can get ideas from that. What are the differences? So then the next paragraph, right? You're just going to talk about the similarities. And then the third paragraph, you're going to talk about the differences. And then let's just see really quickly what you did for your conclusion here. Okay. So although in their developing path, there's 2.
Okay.
So what would it be, path or
Add an S.
paths? Yes, right, because there's 2. So although in their developing paths, you could almost do a comma there, right? Pakistan and Afghanistan may face many uncertainties. Period. You can do a period, right? They should create and make. Oh, what's wrong? Can you hear me, Eric?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with check my audio, record with audio. Yeah. Okay, hopefully it's working. All right. So they should cooperate and make common progress. As they are also parts of our, right? It all belongs to us, of our world. Other countries can give them helping hands. Good. That's good. That's a good colloquial, right? A phrase, slang. That's good. Okay. Through that, our planet, that's redundant, right? Because Earth is a planet, right? So you can just say through that Earth, you don't even need our planet, right? So through that, Earth would become a better and more peaceful place. That's good. I would say It's good. It's a little Pollyannish. Here, I'll type this word for you. And I mean, it's sweet, but hold on a second. So Pollyannish. Okay, so it means often written in lower cases, Paul, means unrealistically optimistic, right? So if someone you're saying, oh, you know, the world's going to be great, you know, everything's going to be so beautiful. Yeah, that's wonderful. But for the essay, you know, you should really focus on the similarities and the differences, and then in your conclusion, right, say, you know, the similarities, like Islam, they get along religiously very well, right? You need to tie that into one conclusive statement about this about the differences and similarities. Okay, do you understand? Need your dawel? How you idea? A little?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I know you're good, Eric. You're a great English writer. You know, my goal is just to help you. If you decide to go to university, right? I want you to get good grades, straight A's on your writing. So it's just so why don't we just redo this? I want to save this and then send it back to you. All right, hold on. I don't know who's sending me a ding talk. Oh, okay. So yes. Good English writing, Eric. But please review our video today, and please, yeah, please do. We'll just do a 1 page, okay? Because I want you to get it really concise, and I'll change it on there as well. Please revise this week's sessions, homework, whatever, homework. And make it 1 page. Okay. Hold on, let me adjust this really quickly. Okay, you have that already. Did we change that? No, that one I don't want. There, this one, did we already, where was that one? This one, come on, please tell me. Yeah, good. Okay, let's just change the directions, Eric, here. So, all right, Mr. Kong, in a 1 page essay, please discuss similarities, the known, right, differences. Okay, thanks. Good, I'll give you a smiley face too there. All right, excellent. Good, all right, let me send this back to you. Save. Okay. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, no. What an article, I didn't want that, no. Okay, come on, man. All right, desktop. All right, Eric. Yes, okay, jackpot, good. All right, man, let's do some reading here. Hold on, where was it? Informational, was that it? Yep, invasive species. All right, were you able to do a little reading on your own of this?
Yes, I think I freeze one paragraph.
Excellent. All right, well, that's cool. That's better than nothing. All right, so let's we'll do this together. We'll just rotate reading paragraph to paragraph. So yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll read paragraph 1 in the beginning. So informational reading comprehension, invasive species, right? Read the text below and then answer the questions on the following page. So number 1, paragraph 1, what do a zebra mussel, a Burmese python, a water, how do you spell it? How do you pronounce it? Hyacinth, boy, Eric. That's an interesting pronunciation. Do you know how to pronounce that?
I'm not sure for the front part of it.
Yeah, that's an interesting pronunciation. I know it.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth, right? That's interesting. Hyacinth. Okay. Sorry, drop this down again. Okay, make this bigger. Okay. What do a zebra mussel, a Burmese python, a water hyacinth, and a large swimming rodent called a nutria have in common? They are all considered invasive species in the United States. So invasive. Hello, Eric?
Excuse me, can you say that again? I
Oh yeah,
think the
no
internet.
problem, no
Yeah.
problem, brother. All right, what does it mean to be invasive?
So it's an adjective means something just goes into another country which didn't belong to it.
A country, it could just be, it could be anywhere, right? So even
Yeah.
if your house, right, say you have a burglar or someone wants to rob your home, he's invading, right?
Yes.
It's invasive. What's the opposite? What would be an well, it's not an opposite per se, but what is evasive? To be evasive, evasive. What does that mean? To
Uh,
evade.
I think it's to protect itself from letting others go into.
Yeah, you should look these up. Again, I always want, if you don't know these words, look them up in the dictionary. So after our, get rid of this, after our session 2, right, look up invasive and evasive. They're not exactly antonyms, meaning they're not different, but they're similar, right? So to evade, so for example, you can say the robber or the thief invaded. He was invasive or home. However, when the police came to arrest him, he evaded their capture, right? He was evasive. So he didn't wind up getting caught by the police, right? So they're very similar. They sound the same, but quite different. All right, Eric, we've got about 8 minutes. All right, brother, hold on a second. Let's try to read fast. It will also help you with your English pronunciation too. All right, let me do it fast. So what do a zebra mussel, a Burmese python, a water hyacinth, and a large swimming rodent called a nutria have in common? They are also called invasive species in the United States. Invasive species are non-native species that cause harm in some way. All right, Eric, go ahead. Please read number 2. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, go
How
try to
do
read
these
fast.
seemingly benign creatures cause harm? Most often, their presence upsets the delicate ecological balance of the native ecosystem in some ways. These non-indigenous species are not deliberately harming their new environments, and they are just doing what they've always done to survive. These natural behaviors, however, can have unintended consequences in a new ecosystem. For example, invasive species might be better at catching prey than native species. They might eat native species or compete for the same food sources as the native species. They might reproduce more quickly. They might alter the environment. And once one species in an ecosystem is negatively impacted, it's likely that all the species in the ecosystem will be impacted as well, including humans.
Fabulous, excellent, right? So we can pronounce this presence, right? Presence.
Yeah.
And that was good. That was good pronunciation. I think British would be delicate, right? Or delicate. That was excellent. All right, let me do 3 really quick, fast. All right. Despite the fact that invasive species get more attention, many common plants and animals in the United States are actually non-native species. This simply means that they were not here originally. They were brought here, right? So that's a good definition, okay, of non-native. The vast majority of non-native species are harmless or even beneficial to their new environments. These species are not considered invasive species. For instance, honeybees introduced to America from Europe in the 1600s are essential pollinators of food crops. Other non-native animal species include wild pheasants, horses, and domesticated cows. Many crops, including peaches, carrots, and apples, originated on other continents and were later introduced in North America. These are just a few of the non-native organisms imported into North America. Okay, I'll read this quick. I'll read 4 too, and then you can do 5. Okay, how are non-native species brought to their new environments? This transportation can happen deliberately or accidentally, right? Deliberately means someone does something with purpose, right? So
Yeah.
I'm deliberately trying to teach you English, right? That is my goal. That is my job. That is what I would like to do. When you just learn a word by yourself, maybe you are learning this accidentally, right? You are learning this just by reading, okay? So the invasive nutria was imported from South America by fur farmers. This is very interesting, nutria. They're actually good to eat. I've never tried one, but they say they're pretty
Yeah.
I'll show you. All right, so number 4, hold on. So in the 1880s, the fur farming business wasn't successful. Oh, zebra mussel, right? Wasn't successful, but the nutria were. They established themselves in the wild, adapting quite well to their new environment, but they reproduce quickly and consume grasses along waterways, causing erosion. That's a good word, Eric, right, to learn this one. And loss of habitat for native waterfowl. On the other hand, tiny zebra mussels, those are cute. Zebra arrived in the United States by accident, probably sometime in the 1980s. These tiny creatures, and they're even tinier, microscopic, right? Meaning very small larvae, they're eggs, right? Hitched a ride on the hulls of container ships traveling from Europe. So like nutria, these tiny creatures reproduce fast. They've spread quickly on boats that travel from one body of water to another. They crowd out native mussels, and since they filter water very efficiently, they've made some lakes too clear for certain native fish to survive. Interesting. They made some lakes too clear. I don't really understand that, but that's all right. Okay, number 5, Eric, go ahead, please read.
Because invasive species can cause so many problems, many people and organizations have sought ways to control or eradicate this major biodiversity threat. There are information campaigns to help people understand how to recognize and report invasive species. There are rules that require boaters, for example, to clean their hulls and wait for certain periods of time before putting their boats into a different body of water. There are government-funded invasive species strike teams that are deployed to national wildlife parks and refuged to eradicate invasive species as soon as they are detected. Dogs have been trained to search out invasive species being smuggled into the country illegally. There are even efforts to encourage people to eat invasive species such as the lionfish that are decimating coral reef ecosystems off the coast of Florida.
Excellent, Florida, right? I never even asked you, what is your favorite food, Eric? What kind of food do you like to eat?
So it's a lot. Some soup I like it a lot. Maybe it's just
You
the
like
eggs.
hot pot?
Yeah, I like,
You like hot pot?
of course,
Yeah,
of
I'm sorry.
course.
You like hot
Yeah,
pot? Well, good. Answers. I love a shao kao, man. I'm a barbecue guy, but a hot pot, I can eat hot pot too. It has to be spicy, right? I like spicy hot pot. All right, so here we go, Eric. These are refuge, and that's actually, lao fog was an old French word. That's just a place to stay. So if you
yeah,
take refuge at your grandparents, right? So right now you are at your grandparents, you are taking refuge at your grandparents, right? You are staying at your grandparents. This is a very good word to learn in your vocabulary. Eradicate, right? Get rid of something, right? Okay, excellent. Let me just do 6 real quick. We've got 2 minutes left, all right? So nevertheless, despite people's best efforts to stop the invasion, it's incredibly difficult to fight an invasive species, right? That has established itself. So some scientists believe that we just have to learn to live with them. After all, species have been migrating around the world for all of history. Perhaps the best way forward is to learn how to manage existing invasive species to limit their harm to native ecosystems, right? So ecosystem, what would you call an ecosystem, Eric? How would you define it?
mm, it's like a system that in the wildlife, maybe something eats something and something else eats something and it causes a system or life cycle.
Yes, life circle. That was excellent, right? Perfect, right? So eco is short. That's the prefix for ecological, right? So it's the environment or animals, and then the system. That's perfect, right? So it's a system that works together, right? A habitat, a cohabitat. Excellent,
Yeah.
and spreads awareness about how to prevent the introduction of invasive species. Okay, my friend. I know you love doing this, but this is good for reading comprehension. I'm sure even at university, they'll start doing these quizzes, right, for your reading comprehension. So, and you learn science, you learn English science today as well. All right, Eric, why don't we take, how much time you want? 5-10 minutes to do this, to answer these? 5 or 10
Mm,
minutes?
I think
Just whenever,
7.
yeah,
Yeah,
whenever you're
7.
done, just let me know. I have nothing else to do. Okay, so just text me
Okay.
when you're done. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.